Okay, here are the answers for the 216 review preview. For problem number 258, it says which one's greater. So for A and B, you're supposed to use the comparison math to determine which one, which side is greater. So we want to simplify first. So a couple things that I can do. First, I can flip them. So when I flip them, I end up with, on the left-hand side for part A, I ended up with 2 red on the top, or 2 negatives, and then 2 more positives on the top. That gets rid of the ones I have in the bottom. On the right-hand side, I get 3 more positives on top, and 1 more negative. So then these would go away. So the first step I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove any 0 pairs. So here's a 0 pair right here, a 0 pair, 0 pair, 0 pair. So I have positive 1 on the left-hand side. So on the right-hand side, I'm going to do the same thing. So 0 pair, 0 pair, 0 pair, and I'm left with 3 on the right-hand side. So on the left, I have 1. On the right-hand side, I have 3. So which one is greater is the right side. I'm going to do something similar on part B. So first, I'm going to flip them. So I flip the positive, it ends up negative on top. I get a positive on top. These go away. On the right-hand side, I end up with a positive on top and 2 negatives. These would go away. So then I'm going to take away my 0 pairs. So I have 1 0 pair here, a 0 pair here, 0 pair there. I end up with 2 negatives. I'm going to take away a 0 pair right here, 0 pair right here. I end up with 2 negatives. So I end up with -2 on this side and -2 on this side. So they are equal. Problem number 59, Karia wants to create a graph that represents the height and base of all the rectangles that have an area of 36 square units. He started by drawing the rectangles A, B, C, D below. Examine the dimensions, length and width of each rectangle. So for each part A, it says match the letter of each rectangle with a point on the graph. So you could have either done one or two things here. You could have labeled the numbers on the pictures, or you could have labeled the letters on the graph. I labeled the numbers on the pictures. So first thing I did was count how many were in each one of these pictures. So this is base is 4, height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. B base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And height is 4.5. C is a 6 by 6, and D is 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 by 12. So then on the graph, I know that this is 3, 12, so this is D. Point 2 is 9, so it's 4, 9. Point 3 is at 6, 6, which is this one right here. And then 4 is at 8, 4.5, so this one is 4. It also says which point is not matched, and you needed to answer that question, so the answer is 0.5. Then it goes, why should the unmatched point not be on Karia's graph? And the reason why is it does not give us an area of 36. Of 36 square units. Problem C says, what are the base, height, and area for the unmatched points? So the base is 4. The height is 6, which means the area is 24 units squared. Problem D is still working on the same problem. It says find dimensions of 3 more rectangles that have an area of 36. One of them should at least be one that's not an integer, or fractions or decimals. So one could have been 1 and 36. We could have had 2 and 18. We also could have had a decimal. So these are just examples, but you needed to list 3. So while I was grading your homework, several people only listed 2 or 1, or this isn't what you did. So you could have had 5 and 7.2. Then in E, it said connect all the points representing. So if I go back and I connect my points, and it said describe the resulting graph. So it is a curved line. Problem 60 said use substitution to find what y is. So we're just going to plug in the numbers and use order of operations. So y equals 3 plus 8.5 times negative 4. So you get 3 plus negative 34. So y equals negative 31. For B, y equals 2.65 minus 15. So y equals negative 12.35. C, y equals x minus, 3 minus 5 times 3 plus 2. So we're going to get y equals negative 2 times 5. That equals negative 10. And D, it's a little different. Y is not, the equation doesn't equal y, so we have to do a little solving. So we end up with y plus negative 24.8 equals negative 13. So we have to add 24.8 to both sides. So we end up with y equals 11.8. Be careful with that. We got to make sure we know what y is. And our last problem had to do with Teddy, and one of his jobs is to pump gas for his family. When he fills up the sedan with 12 gallons of gas, he noticed it cost him $50.28. So this is how much does 1 gallon of gas cost? So we're going to do the cost over gallons. So we would do 50.28 divided by 12, which gives us $4.19, about $4.19. And showing your work is enough to explain. B, how much will it cost to fill up the truck if it needs 25 gallons of gas? So we would do 25 times $4.19, which is $104.75. And then the last one says, when Teddy filled up the tank on his moped, it cost $5.03. How much gas did he put in his moped? So I explain how you know. We're going to divide his cost by how much it costs per gallon. So we're going to do $5.03 divided by 4.19, and we get approximately 1.2 gallons. Okay, so that's it for this homework. Make sure you have corrected all your problems.